Let's begin with something few men speak openly about, yet nearly all of you have felt. It's that quiet moment in the morning when you realize something is missing, not pain, not urgency, but absence. That once familiar sign of energy, of aliveness, of internal rhythm is no longer there. The spontaneous, effortless morning erection. Now, let me be very clear. This change doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean your manhood is in decline, and it absolutely does not mean you're out of options. In fact, what it means is that your body is sending you a signal, a physiological whisper that something deeper needs your attention. And that's where this conversation begins. Because today isn't about pills, quick fixes, or shame-based advice. It's about clarity and the science of how to support your vitality naturally, especially after 50. For over 25 years, I've worked as a physician focused on men's metabolic, hormonal, and vascular health. And I can tell you, this concern you have, you're far from alone. Men walk into my office every day asking, "Dr. Anabel, I don't feel like myself anymore. My drive is down. I'm not waking up the way I used to, but I'm not ready for medications. Is there anything I can do first?" And my answer, always, is yes, because what you're experiencing isn't failure. It's physiology. And that means it can be influenced, supported, and in many cases, revitalized. Let's look beneath the surface. You see, sexual performance, especially in the morning, isn't just about libido or stimulation. It's not even about desire. It's about systems, cardiovascular systems, hormonal rhythms, neurological signaling, and the deeply overlooked role of deep sleep, hydration, and circulation. So what if I told you that a simple drink before bed could help reawaken those systems? No, not magic, not marketing, but a nightly ritual backed by science that primes your body overnight to do what it was designed to do, to restore, to regulate, to renew. That's what we'll explore today. What this is and what it isn't. Let me be clear from the outset, this isn't a one drink to fix your manhood fantasy. Instead, think of this as a guided recalibration, a way to create the conditions your body needs to restore blood flow, boost hormone production, and support the kind of sleep that leads to natural, robust morning erections. Over the next half hour, we'll explore the real reason morning erections fade and why they matter more than most men realize. How dehydration silently sabotages blood flow and nitric oxide production, the role of testosterone rhythms, and how they're linked to the quality of your sleep. The simple drink that supports overnight circulation and vascular responsiveness, and perhaps most important, the things to avoid at night that silently undo all your hard work. All of this will be presented clearly, without judgment or jargon, just grounded science and real strategies that honor your dignity and intelligence. First, let's talk about that morning signal. Most men think of morning erections or morning wood as a funny, even annoying part of being younger. But medically, they're one of the most important biomarkers of internal health we have. We call them nocturnal penile tumescence, spontaneous erections that occur during REM sleep, completely independent of sexual thoughts or stimulation. They're not about arousal. They're about blood flow, hormones, nervous system balance. They're your body's quiet way of saying, yes, the plumbing is working, the hormonal axis is firing, blood is moving, the nervous system is in balance. In fact, when men stop waking up with morning erections regularly, especially after age 50, it's not just a sexual concern, it's a cardiovascular clue, because the health of your erections often mirrors the health of your blood vessels, particularly those small, sensitive vessels in the pelvic region. What happens during sleep that most men don't know? During the deepest stages of sleep, especially REM, your body does some of its most important repair work. Your brain shifts into parasympathetic mode, often called the rest and digest state. Your blood pressure dips, nitric oxide levels rise, and testosterone gets a natural timed release from your testes thanks to a signal from your brain. This is when erections occur not as a sexual act, but as a reflex dependent on blood vessel flexibility, hormone rhythm accuracy, and deep, uninterrupted sleep cycles. Now here's the issue. As we age, several things begin to interfere with this delicate overnight symphony. Sleep becomes lighter, more fragmented. Blood vessels stiffen due to inflammation and plaque buildup. Testosterone rhythms flatten due to stress, poor diet, or circadian disruption. And hydration status falls, thickening the blood and reducing flow. The result? Less blood reaches the penis during those critical REM windows. Nitric oxide production drops. And the erections fade, sometimes slowly, sometimes more abruptly. But again, this isn't failure. This is feedback. And it means there are things we can influence directly, starting tonight. Next, we'll talk about sleep testosterone and blood flow in a way no one ever taught you. But first, I want to ask you, are you waking up more frequently to urinate? Do you often feel tired despite sleeping enough hours? Have you noticed your libido drop quietly over the past few months or years? If you said yes, I want you to know you're not broken. You're likely just under-supported, and that's exactly what we're going to change. We'll continue by diving into how sleep quality directly influences your testosterone levels and how even small changes in your nighttime habits can restore a surprising amount of your morning vitality. So take a deep breath. Stay with me. We're only just getting started. Here's something you might not have been told clearly enough. Testosterone isn't just a sex hormone. It's a rebuild and restore hormone. It governs your energy, mood, muscle strength, red blood cell production, bone density, confidence, and yes, your ability to sustain an erection. But what most men never learn is that testosterone is made while you sleep. Not in the gym, not in the kitchen, not while watching late-night TV, while you sleep. And not just any sleep. You need deep, high-quality, uninterrupted sleep, especially during the early part of the night, between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. That's when your brain produces a signal called luteinizing hormone, which travels to your testes and tells them it's time to manufacture testosterone. But if your sleep is broken from stress, late-night light exposure, sugar crashes, caffeine, alcohol, or frequent urination, that signal can become delayed or simply never arrive. What happens when you sleep poorly, even for just a few nights? Let's take a study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. It looked at healthy men in their 20s, men with no hormone issues. They were asked to restrict their sleep to just 5 hours per night for 1 week. The result? Their testosterone levels dropped by 10 to 15% in just 7 days. That's not minor. That's the kind of hormonal decline that can lead to lower libido, weaker erections, lower mood, fatigue, slower recovery, and eventually a drop in muscle mass and bone density go. Now imagine you're not 25, you're 55 or 65, and you've been sleeping poorly not for a week, but for years. It's no wonder so many men feel like they've lost their spark. But again, I want to remind you, this is a reversible state, not a permanent condition. What's stealing your sleep and your testosterone every night? Let's talk about the hidden culprits that disrupt your sleep and your hormonal rhythm. 1. Screens and blue light exposure after 9 p.m. That light suppresses melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall into deep, restorative sleep. Without melatonin, you hover in shallow sleep and miss your testosterone window. 2. Late night eating or sugar. When you eat too close to bedtime, especially carbs or sweets, your blood sugar spikes and then crashes 2 to 3 hours later, often waking you up in the middle of the night. 3. Alcohol. While it may help you fall asleep faster, it severely disrupts REM sleep, increases nighttime urination, and blocks your body's ability to signal testosterone production. 4. Nighttime urination. As you age, your bladder becomes more sensitive, especially with prostate changes. If you're dehydrated during the day but try to make up for it at night, your kidneys will flush that water out, waking you up just when your body is trying to enter deep hormone-producing sleep. What's the result of all this? You wake up tired, you feel dry, foggy, emotionally flat, you have less interest in intimacy, and you stop waking up with that morning erection that once felt automatic. And here's the dangerous part. Many men think this is normal aging, but it's not just aging. It's a mismatch between how your body is wired and how modern habits disrupt those ancient rhythms. The good news? You can start resetting tonight. You don't need a prescription to begin changing your hormonal rhythm. You just need to support your body the way nature intended. Here's how we start. 1. Set a sleep target window. Aim to be in bed by 10 p.m., no later. This gives your body the chance to enter deep sleep before midnight when testosterone production is strongest. 2. Ditch screens 90 minutes before bed. Replace TV or scrolling with dim lighting, reading, light stretching, or simply sitting in silence. Yes, silence can be powerful. It calms your nervous system and signals your body it's safe to sleep. 3. Make your bedroom a cave. Cool, dark, and quiet. Your body needs temperature drops and darkness to enter deep sleep. Even a small nightlight or hallway glow can keep your brain on alert. 4. Don't eat after dinner, especially sugar or carbs. Let your digestive system rest and give your blood sugar the stability it needs to stay flat through the night. 5. Hydrate early, not late. This is huge. We'll talk more in the next section, but for now, just know this. Drinking a lot of water right before bed often backfires. Instead, drink consistently during the day and taper off 2 hours before bedtime. It's hydration timing that matters, not just the amount. And yes, there's a drink that helps, but only when these foundations are in place. We'll talk in depth about that soon. But before we introduce anything new into your routine, a supplement, a drink, a bedtime tonic, we need to make sure your body is ready to receive it. Because you could drink the perfect vascular supporting juice every night, but if your sleep is fragmented, your hormones suppressed, and your blood vessels inflamed from dehydration or sugar, it won't move the needle. So let me ask you this. When was the last time you truly woke up feeling refreshed, when you looked in the mirror and thought, yes, I feel clear, alive, ready? When was the last time your morning started with energy, not stiffness, fog, or frustration? If it's been a while, please don't blame yourself. This isn't your fault. Modern life makes it so easy to slip into cycles of quiet dysfunction. But here's the truth I tell every man I work with. You're not too far gone. You're just misaligned, and alignment can be restored. And the first axis to restore? Sleep and testosterone. Next, we'll talk about another deeply underestimated system that directly shapes your erections: hydration. Not just drinking more water, but how, when, and why your hydration levels directly control your circulation, your blood vessel flexibility, and your erectile performance. This is where the mechanics of arousal meet the chemistry of everyday life. And this is where things start to get very actionable. We've talked about sleep, we've talked about testosterone. Now let's explore the third pillar, the one most overlooked, but perhaps the easiest to act on right away: hydration. You've heard the advice before, drink more water. But what no one explains is why that matters so much for your sexual health, and especially for your erections. So let's break it down. Your blood is 90% water, and erections depend on blood. Here's what many men forget. An erection isn't just about stimulation or desire. It's about blood pressure. It's about circulation. It's about vascular responsiveness, the ability of your arteries to open wide and deliver a flood of oxygen-rich blood exactly where it's needed. And what determines how well that blood flows? 2 things. 1, the flexibility of your blood vessels. 2, the thickness or viscosity of your blood. And both of those are heavily influenced by hydration. What happens when you're even mildly dehydrated? When you don't drink enough water, even by just 1–2%, your blood becomes slightly thicker. Your body compensates by narrowing blood vessels, a process called vasoconstriction, to maintain pressure. That might not seem like a big deal, but when the vessels leading to your penis are already small and highly sensitive to circulation changes, even a slight narrowing can lead to weaker erections, slower arousal, less staying power, and eventually less frequent morning erections. Worse, chronic dehydration damages the endothelium, the delicate inner lining of your blood vessels. This lining is what produces nitric oxide, the molecule that tells your vessels to open wide during arousal. No nitric oxide, no blood flow. No blood flow, no erection. It's that simple and that serious. The hydration mistake most men make after 50. Most men over 50 are quietly dehydrated and don't even know it. Why? Your thirst mechanism dulls with age, so you don't feel thirsty even when your body needs water. You substitute coffee, soda, or alcohol, all of which are diuretics, meaning they make you lose water. Many prostate medications, blood pressure pills, and allergy meds increase fluid loss. And if you wake up at night to urinate, you may actually drink less on purpose to avoid the bathroom trips. But that creates a dangerous cycle. You're not drinking, blood volume drops, circulation weakens, hormones suffer, sleep gets worse, erections fade. It's a slow spiral, one that can last for years before anyone connects the dots. So how do we fix it? Let's get practical. This part is simple and powerful. Here are 3 ways to hydrate for better performance by morning. 1. Hydrate strategically after dinner. About 90 minutes before bed, drink 12 to 16 ounces of water, not all at once. Sip it slowly. This gives your body time to absorb it without flooding your bladder at 2 a.m. 2. Add electrolytes to make water more effective, especially sea salt, magnesium, or low-sugar electrolyte powders. Why? Because water needs minerals to stay inside your cells. Otherwise, it just passes through. A pinch of sea salt in your bedtime water can make a world of difference. Check your morning urine. If it's dark yellow or amber, you're dehydrated. Aim for a light straw color. That's your body's quiet signal that circulation is on track. Now, let's bring it all together. With one simple drink. You've prepared your sleep, you've supported your hormones, you've corrected your hydration. Now it's time to layer in one nightly drink that research shows can boost nitric oxide, improve blood vessel responsiveness, and support nocturnal erections without medication. And that drink is unsweetened beetroot juice. Beetroot juice, a natural vascular booster. Beets are rich in dietary nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide, the same molecule used in erectile function medications like Viagra. Only this version is natural, gentle, and can be supported through nutrition. What does nitric oxide do? Relaxes your blood vessels, increases circulation to the pelvis, supports blood pressure, and yes, improves erection strength and frequency during sleep. How to use it? Drink 4 to 6 ounces of beet juice 90 minutes before bed. Choose cold-pressed, unsweetened beet juice, not sugary blends. Rinse your mouth after to protect your teeth and preserve oral bacteria that aid conversion. Avoid antibacterial mouthwash around bedtime as it blocks nitrate conversion in your saliva. Some men mix beet juice with a splash of lemon, pomegranate, or ginger for taste and extra antioxidants. What to avoid before bed? As we close, I want to remind you of the 3 biggest nighttime disruptors. 1. Caffeine, still in your system, even 6 to 8 hours after that 3 p.m. cup. 2. Alcohol, fragments sleep and suppresses testosterone. 3. Sugar, spikes blood glucose, then crashes it, waking you in the middle of the night. Eliminate these after dinner, and you give your body space to do what it's designed to do. Restore, repair, regenerate. Your 7-day nighttime reset. Let's close with a challenge and an invitation. For the next 7 nights, try this simple routine. Drink 4 to 6 ounces beet juice with a pinch of sea salt. Dim the lights and cut screens 90 minutes before bed. Get in bed by 10 p.m. No caffeine after 2 p.m. No alcohol or sweets after dinner. Track your sleep, energy, and morning erections. This isn't a gimmick. It's a return to physiology, a return to rhythm, a return to you. Men often come to me saying, "Doc, I just want to feel like myself again." And my answer is always, you don't need to become someone new. You need to remove what's blocking who you already are. You are not broken. You are not past the point of no return. You are simply in need of support, the right kind of support. And that support starts with understanding, not fear, with strategies, not shame, and with a belief, not in quick fixes, but in your body's remarkable ability to heal when given the chance. If this message resonated with you, leave a comment, share your experience, and if you found this valuable, subscribe to the channel, because we're not stopping here. In future talks, we'll explore how to naturally raise testosterone through movement and micronutrients, the best foods to restore libido after 60, and the connection between gut health, inflammation, and erections. But for now, breathe deep. Tonight, your healing starts with a sip, a choice, and a little patience. You deserve strength, you deserve clarity, and you deserve to wake up feeling like yourself again. Good night and good health. Dr. Anabel.